Hi, I am TJ, son of Paul and Diane, and this is Gus. Okay, so we're doing this vlog, mastery vlog here. Questions. What were my original goals for the class? I didn't really have any specific original goals. It was basically just to soak up as much information as I could. I felt I did that. Just paying attention to class, going through the videos, reading the screenplays that you sent to us. I didn't go through the entirety of all the screenplays, like 90 to 100 pages or whatever, but I did read at least a few pages of all of them. So yeah, just going through everything, sopping up as much information as I could. What did I learn about myself as a writer this month, and what did I learn about myself as an artist and storyteller? As a writer, generally, the book that I wrote, I'm not real big on deadlines, so I really like to take my time and kind of go slow on that. But with deadlines, things like that, that I can effectively come up with some kind of interesting content, some good humor type of stuff. I think good characters that do have a bit of depth of them, and I can do it relatively quick. I'm pretty quick-witted. So being able to do that, so just I gain more confidence that I can do that in shorter periods of time. And what do I need to continue to work on? So I would say that the main thing that I would still need to work on is giving an identifying action, like really strong identifying actions right off the bat. On top of that, I would say just kind of trimming down all the fat in the stories, just making sure that structure is good, that everything is very clear, because with short films, right, everything needs to be clear. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just making sure all the story structure is there, the clarity of a climax, the clarity of a goal obtained. Whether or not I want to be a writer, how might I apply the class content to my life professionally or personally? So as far as being like a pro writer, it'd be more like my own books, things like that. If there are any opportunities I would be able to get in the future, for any studios, anything like that, I'm open to all possibilities. But I think as far as how I would apply the things I learned would just be clarity. I think with my book I did that. I think with the short films it was something that I needed to clean up a little bit more. Just making sure that the structure is there and everything is really kind of dead on nailed clarity for such a short story, because there really isn't any time to waste for that. If you could go back to the beginning of the month and give myself one piece of advice, what would it be and why? The advice I would give myself is to carry the book around, like the script writing book, and just read 4 pages all throughout the day. 4 here, 4 there. Because with the assignments and everything, trying to get that amount of content read was kind of a rough go. So if I'd done that more throughout the earlier in the course, I would have gotten more read earlier in the course. And if I had to go back and rewrite filmmaking concepts and practice this project, what changes would I make based on the information that I learned this month? And it's just reiterating what I already said, and that was giving the protagonist a stronger identifying characteristic. In our project, a nurse was the identifying character, and we had the nurse walk in and check a cell phone. It didn't really give the character much personality, even in that short amount of time with 5 lines of dialogue. We could have done something different. I don't know, say like a stethoscope particularly, but there are things we could have done to give this individual a little more character. Maybe she has a glass of wine right away. Just something to add to it, so we see a little more what this person is like. That's what I would say we would do. I know the screenplays that I wrote in the course, which one would I want to use for my thesis project? It would definitely be the 6-pager, Corporate Man in a Van. I've had this idea for 5 years. And so that's definitely the one. I knew coming into this that's what I was going to use. I didn't know that I was going to use or that I was going to be shooting the corporate man, getting job interviews, doing that type of thing. So it was pretty quick planned out, but I like how it turned out. That's what I would use for sure. What it says about me as a filmmaker and storyteller. I have a good imagination, and I have the right humor. I have kind of the right story. I think it's something that people would be interested, even if they haven't lived out of a van. I think they can identify with the fact that getting jobs can often suck, and we're only doing it for money as opposed to how we really want to be spending our day. I think that's something that's related, that people can relate to. So I think as far as a filmmaker storyteller, I understand what people can relate to. I can hold their attention with humor, with interesting characters that do have some kind of depth to them. And how will it serve as my calling card into the industry? Again, a lot of people, relatability is a big thing in the industry. I feel I don't always agree with that you just have to relate to the characters. When I watch a movie, I don't care at all if I relate to the characters. I'm just watching it. If it's interesting and entertaining, I'll do it. But there are a lot of people who are like, I don't understand what they're doing. I don't relate to them. I could care less if I relate to them. If it's good, it's good. But I know that a lot of people do. So I think that this kind of proves that, even with some of the kind of characters having personalities that are a little bit off, I still can show that relatability to an audience. And again, you got to hold attention, and I feel that is something I can do. And I think I'm not going to talk anymore. I think we're good. I'm going to go to bed, and I'll send this, and we'll see you tomorrow, last day of class.